Welcome back to Daytime Ottawa. We're going to be talking about personal brand. Do you have a personal brand yourself? And it got me thinking, I'm not even sure if I know what my personal brand is. My next guest, perhaps she's going to help me with it here today. I'm joined by Lissa Appiah. She's a certified career and resume strategist and the founder of WeApply Canada. Welcome. Great to have you here, Lissa.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk, first of all, a little bit about your role. Tell us a little bit about what you do and how you help your clients.
Awesome. So I am the founder of WeApply Canada, and what we do is that we help organizations to build, retain, and transition their talent. And the way that we do that is through career coaching as well as workshop facilitation. So our goal really is to empower employees to gain awareness of the skills that they have to offer, to be able to own their careers and build their leadership skills.
Lissa, have things changed dramatically since you began? You know, when it comes to sort of branding, this idea of branding now?
I would say so, definitely, especially with the pandemic. A lot of people turned online to be able to position themselves for career opportunities as well. Most people were looking for remote work opportunities, now more hybrid work opportunities. So definitely more and more building your personal brand and being someone who is visible online that is able to get the attention of other people, but also you're able to get career opportunities that way.
So what is a personal brand? What does that mean exactly?
That is a great question. So a personal brand is basically, it's an impression, it's a perception that you are putting across that people are able to see to understand your skill set, your expertise, your thought leadership. Okay. And whether people know it or not, a lot of us, all of us as professionals, we have a personal brand. But many times, a lot of people haven't taken the time to articulate it or to really define who they are as a professional and how they want to position themselves in the job market. And the challenge with that is many times if you aren't clear about who you are and what you have to offer, other people's perceptions will impose or create an image of who you are. So it's important that you are the person who really owns that narrative, and you are the person that builds that image that you want the public to see you in terms of who you are in the marketplace.
And I guess it's important to remember, you know, you're not creating a brand. You are who you are.
Yes.
It's about, you know, telling people what your brand is.
Exactly.
So, I mean, what's the starting point? If somebody, you know, sits down and goes, okay, I think I know who I am and what my brand is, how do I tell that story?
So there's two aspects to building your personal brand. There is the side of it that's your brand identity, which is more your image. And just like a company has a brand, and we can recognize a lot of companies' brands because of their logos, their tagline, that's one aspect of building your personal brand. But the other aspect is the message. What is your messaging in terms of what we call a value proposition? This is basically your unique way of showing what you do and articulating what you do. And so it's important to have an image in terms of you can decide if you want colors that represent who you are, what you do. You can decide to have a logo, but the message part is what's really important. Because ultimately what you're doing, especially a person who may be looking for a job, the company that you are looking to work for, they have a need, and that's often why they put out a job poster.
Right.
And you have this skill set, you have this expertise, you have this experience. And what you're trying to do with your messaging is you're trying to bridge the gap, to say that, hey, I'm this person, and I have this skill set, and I can bring this unique way of doing things to help your company achieve your goals.
Do you think some of us don't realize some of the skills we have as well, right? Because I think we think of, you know, okay, here's my education, and here's my work experience, but maybe there are other underlying skills that we're not taking advantage of?
100%. And I see this every day working with
Really?
my clients.
Okay.
It's a common conversation I have. People will just say, like, I just do my job. I don't really know what exactly I should call this, you know, because there are words that we use to be able to describe the things that we do, especially to be able to articulate it on your resume or on your LinkedIn profile. But to the everyday person, they're like, I'm just doing my job. I'm just doing what is necessary. And so they don't think that what they're doing there is that they have built a relationship or they were able to establish consensus. They won't describe what they did in those terms, but that's basically basically what they did. So what we really do is help people articulate the things that they're doing. So it's not a question of creating a fake persona. It's really just identifying the things that you do and leveraging them to be able to position yourself for greater career opportunities.
Lisa, you mentioned that, businesses have a brand and corporations have a brand. Do we sometimes lose our personal brand within that? Should we be separating ourselves to some degree from that company, that business?
That is an excellent question. And really, yes, you want to have your own brand as a professional. Because a lot of times what happens is that people work for a company and they take on the identity, the culture of the company. But as we are seeing right now, many people are getting laid off. And the challenge with that is that people are facing a bit of an identity crisis because for years they've identified themselves as someone who works for this company or that company. And now separating themselves from that to be able to say, no, you're actually a marketing manager, and position yourself as a marketing manager, not a marketing manager that works at this company,
right,
becomes a challenge.
Okay.
And so it's really important for a professional to be able to make that distinction in terms of how they're presenting themselves, and it helps also with making career transitions in situations of layoffs.
I've got about 60 seconds left. Just one, the online platform I think that comes to everybody's mind is LinkedIn. What
Yes.
should that look like? Like, how do I capture someone's attention?
So 2 quick tips I'll give on building your personal brand on LinkedIn. You want to definitely keyword optimize your LinkedIn profile because that's what's going to help you get found.
Okay.
The same way you go on Google and you put red dress and a bunch of searches come up, someone will put marketing manager and you need to show up. So you want to make sure that the appropriate keywords for your industry show up in your profile. The other thing that I would say is you want to make sure your profile is complete, that all the sections are complete and there are an accurate description of who you are now. Because many people created LinkedIn profiles many years ago and they don't update them. So just making sure that your profile is up to date is key.
I think I have some work to do, Lisa. Lisa, thank you so much.
It's my
Great
pleasure.
tip, great advice. Really appreciate it. You can find out more information too if you want to sit down with Lisa at weapply.ca. We'll be right back after this. Oh, I'm sure.